Our Collision 2017 coverage is proudly powered by Monster Products. Find the headphones and speakers that match your style at PLUGHITZlive.com/monster.
We are also here with our
Next guest.
Hi.
Hi, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much. My name is Trip Rockwell. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer for DNA Behavior out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Nice.
So what exactly is DNA Behavior?
Well, we're a behavioral analytics profiling
Okay.
company. We basically, we've got a personality questionnaire that takes about 10 minutes to take, but we get to the core behavior of the individual. We get to their behavioral insights, how they're going to behave or act under pressure. So beyond just a personality profile, we get into predictive behavior and then identify their propensity for risk, their behavioral biases, the things that color our decision making from a day-to-day, from finance to business to work level decisions.
And you do all this through surveys?
It starts with a questionnaire.
Okay.
And there are several within our platform, but the core one, the base one, yes. And it's much like some of the other ones that are out there. The difference being that we focus on the actual predictive behavior and applying those insights to the individual, whether it's their financial decision making or.
Can you tilt your mic closer to you?
Sure.
Sorry
for
for
okay.
cutting you off. Okay. Good.
Is that better?
A lot of background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got our start, or a lot of focus on the finance side of things. We work with a lot of financial advisors, get them to know themselves and how they function, and then roll that out to their clients. So for all the rules and regs that govern that industry, for compliance, for suitability in building portfolios, and the risk tolerances of their clients when building those portfolios and engaging their clients. A lot of those folks, they get into just building the portfolios and forget that these people need a little bit of hand-holding too. The behavioral side of it becomes the larger part of what they do day to day. And then from finance, we developed into the business side, working with HR departments so that they can, on the hiring process, you can identify the talents and traits of the candidate and see if it's going to be a good fit for the role, see if it's going to be a good fit for the team, and then once they're in, create a development plan to utilize that talent to its greatest achievement, and then or even leadership development.
Okay. Can you give us like a use case or an example of how your application would work?
Certainly. Basically, and because we do it every day for ourselves. When we have a role available, or even an internship for summertime for marketing support, which would be for me, is that 100% of the people that we would consider would first have to take the profile before we even meet with anyone. And then from the assessment, we can discern what individuals are going to be best fit, and we can quickly narrow that list down to the top 3-4 candidates, and then go from there. There are certainly some things you want to still be able to do, resumes and background checks that are all part of the process that everyone does, but we're just raising that probability that the fit's going to be right, and work out for all involved.
Okay.
Wow. So let's say I'm starting a business, and I want you guys to help me out to pick my staff and everything. How much is something like that going to run?
It depends on the level of insight that we're looking for.
Okay.
It can be, right now we actually have the ongoing demo for an individual to go in and do their own assessment.
Okay.
And then you could walk into an office or a financial advisor and say, this is me, talk to me this way, coach to me this way, build my future, my goals around this. And we've used that for the investors to to highlight and engage their financial advisors. But then there are various packages depending on, again, the level of depth that we want to get into. A one-page summary versus a 25-page entire, brochure on that individual.
So this gets in depth.
Absolutely. We can get you from cradle to grave pretty much
Wow.
at this point. There are tests that identify what your specific goals are, what for your quality of life, what are going to be the things that mean the most to you, and then we can then work with you on how to attain that job that fits your strength, skill set, talent, and then put a timeline on being able to put the savings in place to reach those goals.
Wow, so this isn't just something that's like good for a company. This is something that's good for
for the individual.
Yeah.
On all facets of their life. Absolutely.
Where it finds a best fit for them and their lifestyle and the way that they go about the things that they do.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And because the basis is that your behavior, your personality is set from 3 to 5 years of age.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that is the core, and that is what you're going to lean on or revert to under times of stress. So that's where we start. And that's the building block foundation for everything else. Then you get into the learned behavior, or some people say adaptive behavior, which is what you've learned from friends and family, from life experience, and how we engage with one another. But that's also easily manipulated and changed over time. But it's still important to know what that is and to identify it and then apply it in every day.
Definitely.
I mean, you know yourself, and then you know the others around you, and identify those gaps. And then
it's a good fit.
that you find the
yeah.
good fit, but you also find out where there might be holes in communication or in behavior or in a team environment, so that you can address those, manage those, fill those gaps with others whose strength would match that gap. So the goal, people think about what the perfect team might be, and it's not so much about the perfect team as much as working perfectly with the team that you've got.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
So there's room for everybody, and certainly there's pre-existing teams and conditions. It's just managing it to the best of your abilities.
Right. And this is something that's like ready now?
We're live. We're ready. We've been running for about 4 or 5 years. We've got
Nice.
about over 1 million people within our platform.
That's awesome. And I noticed it says international. Is that...
So Hugh Massey, our CEO, got his start as a financial advisor in Australia, and has a large contingency there of clients and partnerships. He had moved the operations to Atlanta, Georgia, back in 2001, and that's where working with Georgia Tech with their psychology department, got the questionnaire
That's what I was
finalized.
going to ask you. Yeah.
Yep.
Where did the questions come
The
from?
questions and the validation with their team and some other external psychotherapists worked to get us where we are now. And the current iteration's about 4 or 5 years old.
Okay.
Do you know how the idea started?
Perfect question. Hugh, as a financial advisor, noted over his 20-plus years that certain clients would have a certain reaction to a given fluctuation in the market, and that similar clients with similar behavior or behaviors or similar personalities would behave the same way on this one given event. And so just off cuff, he figured out that there's an algorithm in there somewhere, and even with his the level of clients that he had, there had to be something valid to work with. So taking that to the psych heads that be, and it got him to where he is now. And that's where a lot of the focus is on the finance side, but realizing the value and the benefits that come with opening the market into business. That was a huge, big leap. The next aspect of things that we're really excited about is for the folks that don't care for a battery of questions or may not want to participate at that level. We're working to partner with, or we're partnering with several big data warehouse providers, understanding that for individuals that are already within our system and that same individual lives in their system, that we can apply those data points to our behavioral insights and know that anyone else that shares that same data setup would then also then share that set of behavioral insights.
Right.
And so instead of one person, it's now, 2, 20, a million. It's. I mean, the profiles are validated to 3 billion individual, and that's just the level of validity that we bring to the table. But whereas like AI or Watson, when they're scraping social media, they're only 60% accurate in their profiling. You have to realize that people putting out fake information or it's just not as accurate. So the reading is not going to be as accurate. Our goal is, and what we've seen so far is, with our validated psychometric points added to big data points, we're still around the 80 percentile.
Good. That's great.
All right.
So it's a lot of numbers to throw out there, but it's pretty exciting from where we're sitting.
Yeah. And it is exciting. Yeah. So you're here at Collision, and what is your goal for being here?
We are across all fronts as far as visibility as a company and what we do. The tech aspect of it, we're getting a lot of traction and interest for something that's so buried or based in psychology. Adding tech to that is getting a lot of visibility. The other is all the other partnership opportunities. The big data is here, fintech is here, HR tech is here, and those are the companies that we would like an opportunity to partner with. We consider ourselves a button maker. We're not making the entire shirt. We're making a part of it. So we would fit in easily to somebody else's platform on a licensing level or partnership level, and to have a mutual benefit.
Definitely.
And then, of course, there's all the attendees and all the other great people that are here. Opportunity to garner some new leads.
Okay.
Great.
And your goals for your company?
My goals there's several opportunities. Being privately held and bootstrapped to this point, there's always an opportunity for other investors that might help to take us to the next level, increase visibility, bring something to the table that we might have missed or not active in. Or there's, acquisition, depending on if a larger entity fully sees the value of what we already have built and just simply incorporate it into their platform. And there's still just the good old roll up your sleeves, do the hard work, and sell.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Man.
So if our viewers wanted to do something to find out, if our viewers wanted to go somewhere to find out more about you
Or
and
where they
your
can
company.
take the test.
Yes.
The test and where we are, DNAbehavior.com.
Okay.
And that is the umbrella company over our financial DNA platform, business DNA platform, and communication DNA. And all three of those have their own demos, and welcome any and all to come try it out.
That's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Thank
Okay.
you very much, Trip. Good luck.
Thank you for your time.
Thank
Y'all have
you.
a good day.
You
Thanks.
too. Have a good rest of your show.